I have been thinking about it a lot.
You've been thinking about Saint a lot? Well, damn, boy, you sound like you was in the. Welcome back to a drama so infinite. Even Neon Infinity subscribed. In today's video, it seems that we have a little bit of back and forth going on vis-a-vis the recent conversation about Withering Wave's story of 3.5. Now, it has been received, I think, very positively. I mean, we go over here to Steam charts for Withering Waves. I think the game is doing fine. I think this is when it dropped. When did it drop? It was indeed July 10th. So like in here in July 10th, we will notice a strong spike. Like it up to 39,000 players. And I think if we were to compare it with other patches, for example, 3.3, which was huge with Amiet's and everything's finale, it's the same. It had as much hype. However, the downtrend seems to be faster. See that? Let's take, for example, 3.3. So it was a 39K. Around the day 4 to day 5, it went all the way down to 21K and it started hovering. This one, however, went down to 17K already. Yeah, we're at 17K already, only 4 days after, which means, and this is with a new zone, mind you, which means a lot of players may have not had the, let's just say, the spark to follow up attack on the hype that the new zone have given, which once again, I think stems from the fact that it feels like you've done this before due to the thematics of the new zone. I think that's a very important component, but obviously it's a mix of a lot more things, which the story and how it was a little bit locky. It locks you from a certain degree of freedom in exploring before you actually finish the story could be an issue to a lot of people. Now, I heard some of you guys' comments. I'm hearing that you can indeed go explore and do things at particular times of the story, but at some points you can't. I think because I saw Saint showcasing attempting to teleport away from the story, but he could not. I mean, it was in 4K. So I think only at specific moments, but still the complaint still remains, which is we should always have the freedom to teleport whenever we want. That's just the way it should be. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to not miss any updates.
I guess I better go subscribe to VXV Gotcha.
So it seems that we have a little bit of back and forth from Neon Infinity here responding to Saintontas, because apparently he made a response video, kind of like everybody, really. I feel like when Saint presented the critiques he had towards the story, it was quite the topic, and I feel like everybody wanted to weigh in on the critiques that he was suggesting there, which is, you know, fair game. You critique, especially if you're a critic and a personality type of critic, you have to always be ready to be critiqued back. And as long as the critiquing is good and positive, I feel like that leaves room for interacting and maybe learning a few things and learning maybe what you've missed, etc. There's a positive conversation, a constructive conversation to be had where you grow not only as an individual, but also as a creator, and you learn a little bit about nuance, your takes, etc. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. But in true content creator ego fashion, we couldn't necessarily have that. We Saint had to call this man Neon a bitch, because apparently he didn't like the negativity that stemmed from the critiquing, which is very kurubari in a way, but also understandable. But then again, why would you want to go to Twitter if you don't like negativity? Because here's the thing, I'm not gonna lie, I stopped trying to look at content and I had to rush the story a little bit. Well, I didn't rush it. I just made sure my life, I pushed some things aside for me to make time to actually sit down and do the story. I didn't rush the story in itself, but I rushed, I did the story through pushing some stuff away. So I used the term rush. I don't know if that applies necessarily, but you know what I mean. So because I wanted to avoid the spoilers that come with the current conversation within the space, considering my position, I'm going to be talking about this. And because of that, I didn't want to get spoiled or anything, and also let other people's thoughts get in the way of me. Because when I saw Saint's critique video, I was like, all right, hold on, pause. I'm gonna have to do the story before we can have this conversation, because I do not want to let your bias affect me pre-doing the story, because I might come in to the story with a preconceived bias through me absorbing what Saint was suggesting about the story, which could be a bad experience for me as I go about the story. I think you guys know exactly what I'm trying to say. If I'm not clear enough, I apologize. But anyway, it seems that Neon has responded to Saint responding. So now we have a little bit of a back and forth going on in the space. I want us all to remember that this is happening because of a criticism over a video game that sells anime girls. All right. But then again, Neon did call out Saint in terms of behavior. So now we are past anime girls a little bit. Now we have a little bit of back and forth between two individuals. Now I know how Saint operates. I have no idea who this guy is. All I know is he used to, you know, roast people on Twitter. He used to do what Blazion used to do. I'm not sure if he still does that, but anyway, this is, I think, what he is known for, from what I hear from the comment section. Is he or is he not? I don't know. But anyway, it seems that he's a bit of a Twitter enjoyer, because apparently is what he's saying. I can see it over here as well. I think that's all I know about him, to be honest with you. And we're gonna have this conversation. Before I watch this one, I want to kind of get a little bit more context on what procked Saint to call him a bitch. So we'll just get a little bit of context here. We might not watch everything, and then we can go to the new update. All right, without further ado, let's get into it.
One day is all I ask for when it comes to a new patch coming out. One day where I don't have to go on Twitter and see negativity, whether it be warranted or not.
There it is. See, you expect people to have a certain behavior in a platform where people behave that way. Twitter is notoriously known for free speech, where people really like to criticize things. It's known for that. That's the reason why I don't like Twitter as much as I used to. It's because I feel like there's a bit of virtue signaling that comes with that. So like I'm tired of that a little bit. Reddit as well. I think Reddit is slightly tamed than Twitter, but then again, I don't mess around with Reddit that much, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, if you want to protect yourself from this, don't go to Twitter. It's really not that complicated. I don't know if you guys have ever had like an anime or a series that was ongoing and you were avoiding spoilers before, like you have to avoid spoilers before you finish. Right? It's very important. You avoid social platforms like the plague. You just avoid the bitches. So I don't know, man. It feels like you're just shooting yourself in the foot on this one. There's a little bit of a responsibility to yourself as well. There is. The platform needs to be the way I want it to be. Come on. Starting to sound like a Karen over here.
Want one day to enjoy the patch. Of course,
But he is British though, so that might play a role. I'm playing.
Enjoyment of a patch should not be tainted by people's opinions, as it should be for everyone watching right now. But it's hard to ignore this one, because this one comes from, you know, the Kuro bots, the biggest Kuro bot of them all.
Well, he used to be. That title has since been forfeited. He doesn't deserve the #1 Kuruba title anymore. Them days are gone. I've said so before. I hope you guys can finally see it in 4K. He is no longer the #1 Kuruba. He might be a Kuruba. He might be in the top 10, but that boy ain't #1 no more. Them days gone.
Of course, I will try and limit this video to like
Because how are you gonna critique that video so bad? Hey, how is that video holding up? Hold on. I gotta check it out. Because okay, so if you're the #1 Kurubat, why does your video look like this? Hold on. I just gotta prove my point. God damn! Oh my god! What happened? Well, I know what happened, but god damn! Jesus! Well, #1 Kurubat, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, no, them days gone, boy. Them days gone. How is his channel faring since? Let's see the follow-up videos, and because I'm interested. Because typically when people see this, when something like this happens, they like to follow up attack on the videos you're gonna make. Yep, there it is. There it is. Yep. They're here. Oof. They are here, man. They are here. Okay, at least this one is like at just 10%. Well, that's good. That's good. That's normal. Thank God. I think because it's a positive. I think it's because it's a positive. And yeah, okay. Jesus, this is an Enfield one. Then again, the Enfield community obviously don't like him. So yeah, there it is, man. There it is. So yeah, obviously not the #1 Kurubat anymore.
Spoilery stuff, because I know quite a few of you probably not watched the story yet. However, I feel like I just need to speak about this man. I need to just let a few things out because
looks like we have a new one joining the 1v. How much was that again? God damn. Remember the 1v, God knows how much? Yeah, we add a #1 there.
Watched this video yesterday, and I've been thinking about it. I have been thinking about it a lot. And again, I've also got a sort of another tweet.
You've been thinking about Saint a lot? Well, damn, boy, he sounded like he was in the. I'm playing. I'm playing.
From Ryuku here to sort of back up my point, right? So
We have Ryuku making an appearance too. All right, shout out to my boy.
again, thanks to Kaito for archiving this basically.
Oh, Kai, I love
Saintontas
this guy.
Rage quit the Wuthering Waves.
One of my
3.5
favorite
quest.
Twitter
He
pages.
called the quest really boring and absolute dog shit. Thoughts? Did you enjoy the quest? Personally, I enjoyed the quest.
Yeah, it was good
I
to me
do
too, man.
get that, it might be a bit longer than some other wuwa quests, right?
Yeah.
Clocking it about 5 to 6 hours. But again, it's 2
Oh, yeah.
story acts. I just want to, say that right now. It's 2 story acts. What do you guys expect?
Yes, it is.
Again, Kudo did something in 3.0, which they got flamed for, which was having 2 story acts locked behind phases, right? Obviously, we had the big intro to Lahairoi, about 4 hours. Linnae, companion quest, glorified companion quest. And then
True.
we had phase 2 story, which was,
That was,
ultimately that
not
sort of
good,
like extra
in my
conclusion
opinion.
with the Monier glorified companion quest. It was criticized for being a glorified companion quest, and it was
Yes,
also
it is.
criticized because they didn't release everything at the beginning. Again, I actually covered that back when 3.0 launched. I was like, guys, what the hell are we doing? Like, just wait until Act 2 at least, right? And now the shoe's on the other foot. The biggest Wuthering Waves content creator, purely wuwa content creator, has come out and said that it was...
Well, no, he's not just wuwa. He critiques Arknights and Hoyo as well. So he's a gacha creator, really, and anything new like Silver Palace stuff like that. So he since moved from that. Yeah, I feel like most of us personality channels are all mainly gacha ones. Some have one more than the others, but really it feels like it's just because that the other games don't have as much conversation going about them as certain titles. WoW tend to have a lot more conversation going at it, and yeah, and also it's the game that's a little more popular in this type of circle. So yeah, I feel like we're all gacha creators because of a little bit of variety in our gachas that we talk about. Sorry, that we cover.
Just react to the video, and I'll have some choice words, but let's just react live right now.
Okay.
Yo, if this guy's in my chat, permanently ban him.
The oral loss in this clip. All right, here we go again.
If this guy's in my chat, just permanently ban him.
Okay, Carlover. They follow me on Twitter, by the way. I've finished playing all 3.5 SQ, and it's the best introduction patch in the game, in my opinion. 9 out of 10. Great NPCs, especially Liang Yu. Interesting villain. Character interactions top notch. Yep. Lore bomb and great world building. Yeah. Amazing OST. Yeah. No lag for me. There was lag for me, but it happens differently for every device, right? It's only the start, by the way.
I didn't have any lag whatsoever, to be honest with you.
Saintontas hated the story that much that someone giving their opinion warrants a ban. Bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? But no, anyways, before I say anything else, let's continue.
Does this guy...
I want you to think about that for a second. First of all, I'm going to get banned. Oh no, what am I to do with my life? Jesus Christ. The power framing, man, it's so interesting. I applaud Saint for that one, though. The fact that it works on so many people, I applaud Saint for that one. There's some degree of charisma that is needed for that to work.
Regularly in my chat, permanently ban him.
Permaban. Crazy, man.
The best introduction patch in the game?
Doesn't that reminds me, by the way, that reminds me of how the whole drama started again. Maze Moon, from our boy Maze Moon. Like this whole thing, that whole big ass drama where people got sued, people like we knew whose ex-girlfriend is, it's that whole mess started because he called someone should be banned on other people's chats. Jesus.
Dude, you're so stupid, it's unbelievable.
We're still
let's
doing
look
it
at
again,
the
kind
best
of.
introduction patches in the game, shall we? 2.0, 2.4, 3.0, 3.5. How would you rank them, guys? I'd probably rate it 3.5, 2.0, 2.4, 3.0. I think that's my list, right? And again, Carl saying it's the best introduction patch in the game does not put hate on 2.0, but I feel like if we were to compare the two nowadays, I feel like 3.5 would be better. But again, no, let's just keep going because there's so much of the clip still to go, right?
Bro, how do you even type this shit? Unemployed? Oh, makes sense. Yeah, you gotta be to have that take. Holy shit.
Basically saying that you can only enjoy the story if you have 6 or 7 hours to burn through. Here's a no-brainer. Here's a no-brainer, just saying, by the way. Do it in 2 sittings, like I did. I had to. Yes, it was that long. What's my opinion on that? I kind of do and don't like it. Like, I do want to get the story done immediately so I don't have to go on Twitter.
Fucking based, by the way. I mean, just 2 sittings, I think, is the best way to go about it. You take a pause, go outside, do some that's what I did. Grocery shopping, cook some food, lay down a bit, text, scroll down a bit, social media, take a break. Like an hour or 2 break. That's important. Do other stuff. That break is so important. You have no idea. Try it.
Don't worry about spoilers, right? But I also understand that, you know, these stories, you'll have to do them in 2 sittings, especially when they
There
are
it is. And also, they're suggested to be done in 2 sittings because they're 2 acts. It's not 1 act, one long ass act. No, it's 2 acts. It's done on purpose. That's the narrator's way of telling you you can take a pause here. Chapter 1 is over. Go get bitches or something. Jesus.
2 acts and a segue, right? The Lahai Roy introductory quest, right? The Linné one and the Mornier one, you know, phase 1 and phase 2, if you put them together, it would probably be around the same runtime. Let's not forget there was also a segue for this one as well. But like bloat-wise, I don't know what we're talking about here. But again, let's continue.
Yeah, no wonder he's got so much free time. Bro, I like for...
So he's only at this sort of like the perspectives part of the story. I swear this is like the beginning of Act 2, no? Right? I swear it's that, right?
God, that... Bro, it's been like 2 hours since I've seen this. Bro, it's been like 3 hours since I've seen this.
Okay, 3 hours is a total lie, by the way. I'm not even joking. What constitutes 3 hours? What constitutes 3 hours, my guy? Either you're like extremely slow with the story, or you just exaggerate. Continue.
Well, Saint does like to exaggerate. I mean, it's kind of the name of the game sometimes, sadly. Not defending it, I'm just explaining it, all right? Again, Jesus.
Pick Sui Sui first. This is what I'm gonna do.
Soy, excuse you.
Are you ready?
Oh, he didn't pick any of them. So you're saying that Act 1 took you 3 hours. Brother, what were you doing? What were you doing, my guy? It's like 2 hours. What? What are you doing?
I'm gonna close the game. Because
You're
I'm
gonna
not
close the
playing that
game.
shit anymore.
Yeah.
I'm fucking sorry. How about that? That's what I'm going to fucking do.
Okay.
Because this is genuinely the most unplayable quest I've ever seen in the... Even want to get slightly close to playing even any more of it.
Opinion's opinion, right? Opinion's opinion. Although he hasn't actually said in my opinion yet, so... But no, I'll just pan it off as his opinion, which he's technically entitled to, right? But that also means I'm entitled to make a video on it, right?
Absolutely.
What an absolute terrible take that is. You spend 3 hours in Act 1 and then complain that the story's bloated when it should only take about 2 hours. Again, I must say, the story is long, sure, but do you know why? Because it's an introductory patch where they have to get through so much jargon. They have to
There's a lot of world building to do. They have to set up a lot of subplots. I feel like there was a lot of subplots that have been set. It's a positive. Like, I haven't heard people talk about the whole setting for subplots. That's important.
through so much explanation, plot lines, new plot lines.
There it
generating
is.
all
He's
these
talking
plot
about it. Here
lines
we
so that
go.
they
My
actually
man.
keep you invested into 3.6 and 3.7. They actually need to build a world. They can't just build a world in 10 minutes. You actually have to
know.
understand it. You have to understand the words. You have to understand the lingo. They have to explain
Yeah.
it to you. Very surprising that the #1 Kuro bot can't even hack more than 3 hours of a story.
Not anymore. He's not. Poof.
So many people are gonna stop
Thank
here
God, by
and
the
not
way.
play.
I don't think we should have any #1 Hoyo Shola Kurubot anything. Like, it would just be normal. I'd appreciate it.
Everybody that I've spoken to has not stopped there. I have a friend that takes stories very, very casually. Like, very casually. And sure, they will stop there, but they won't complain about story bloat. They play HSR.
The reason why he's complaining is something I said before. He's a streamer. He has to get his opinion about this as soon as possible. He has to get through content so that he can build characters to showcase them on the channel. I feel like that plays a massive part on the rushing mindset in which he's approaching the story. A casual isn't rushy, therefore he does not expect a super flow or is let's just say want a particular type of experience that's gonna co-align with what he wants to do in his time with the content. Because a casual doesn't care about when he finishes something. It doesn't matter. But for creators that are, we all know if you're first come, first served, well, he's gonna have to do that as fast as possible. And he can't necessarily just skip that because he's streaming it. And well, if you skip, they're gonna just flame you like they did that boy Genazad. If you haven't paid attention, you're gonna give attention a rating to something, even if it's positive. They're gonna be like, "Well, you're just kudu about it, and you didn't even see most of it. You just skipped." Even though those cutscenes may not have mattered. And if you give it a bad rating, well, you didn't even pay attention. Like, why are you giving it a bad rating? You're just a hater. So you can't necessarily when on stream, when live, specifically considering the nature of the community in question, you cannot skip. You just cannot. And so because of that, he expects a faster flow that's going to help him do what he needs to do. But see, this is the problem with this degree of narcissism is not everything's about you. Not everything's about you. Just relax. All right. Yes, it's annoying to you, but you cannot talk about this as it is the general opinion to have about this. That's not how it works, which is what Neon was alluding to earlier when he said about in my opinion. But Saint is a master at let's just say creating words that seem to be intended for people to have to agree and share a similar sentiment to him. We gotta applaud the master of the craft there. We see him though. That's why he's getting flamed. But the attempt is there. You gotta applaud the attempt and the masteration of the craft in his attempt. You know what I mean?
But again, I've seen nobody complain about the runtime. I've seen plenty of content creators actually praise the runtime. And I'm just looking at the chat as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, to be honest, I hate the fact that I did it in one sitting because I feel like at some point there was a certain degree of fatigue. But then again, I'm fatigued really in my life. I'm getting a little burnt out. That's why I'm trying to slow down for a little bit. But I feel like I could have enjoyed the story even more. And I already gave it a 9 out of 10. I would have given it that 9.5 had I not been a little burnt out. But really, I feel like it's just a matter of mindset that you're going with as you go into the story. The mindset you have as you go into the story is as important as the content you're about to absorb. That's key. I feel like this plays a massive part here, and I think maybe people aren't necessarily understanding that very much, or are undermining the importance of that. Maybe.
Like, it's so boring. Thank God this quest is buns. Get off his dick, man. The shepherd will move and the sheep will follow.
At this
I think there's a lot of Saints chatters that are very based. I like Saints chat. I do. I know. Ooh. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it doesn't have a bunch of very, very impressionable individuals. Oh, yes, they do. Oh, yes, they're very impressionable. I'm not going to sit there and pretend that's all of them. Because look at that. For example, someone's saying, lol.
when you get back to that screen and you have a chance to exit out, everyone is stopping the quest there and they're not playing it anymore. So I am
Okay, so he's stopping.
99% sure most people just stop the quest there. I'm going to stop it there too. You get to see the sweet, sweet kit. Don't worry. Someone's already taken photos of it for me. As far as I'm concerned, everything that I want to see in this quest, somebody's already done, and I don't need to go through the bullshit myself. But I am not going to go through any more suffering of playing this because that flashback sequence is so fucking...
Brother, if you don't like it, just use the skip button. If you don't like it, just skip it. This is why...
Well, the problem is the skip button can be a bit of a bitch, I hear, in this story quest specifically. So that's not much of a solution, sadly.
added a skip button. Do you want to know the reason why HSR had a skip button in the first place? Because the story quest took 8 hours. Don't sit there and complain about the story bloke. Try and pretend to like it just to appease your audience.
I'm seeing also a lot of people in the chat, for example, here saying they had a similar experience as Saints. That could be possible. Because here's the thing, I think this is something, come to think of it, maybe it's not only just them being impressionable, but also maybe they also share the same sentiment. And here's the reason why. Gacha games typically give you this rush mindset approach towards them because of the daily grind. You just want to get through that as fast as possible. Therefore, every time you log in the game, you are conditioned most of the time to take care and do stuff as fast as possible because you understand that for most of the time, there's not much progression. You're going to get echoes. Those echoes are going to roll like garbage, and you're going to put that in your pipe and smoke it and go outside, do something else. For 3 to 5 minutes, especially, it's very fast. It feels like a bit of a chore, hence why gacha games are typically can become a chore if you're not careful, if you don't have the proper mindset and approach towards them, and easily become that. And I think because of this, a lot of players, once again, have that it's not preconceived. It's the gacha game's fault for giving that mindset in people approaching it the way they do. Therefore, they're used to just playing it for just a couple of minutes every single day. So when it goes beyond an hour or so more, it can become a little tricky because that's not what they're used to. You know what I mean? It's outside of their habit. And so it can be problematic for some individuals that have been conditioned this way and have developed a rush mindset towards the game. Come to think of it, that actually clicks. That actually clicks. I just thought about it. I just had that eureka moment where this behavior finally clicked as to why this might be happening. And I guess it's not just being impressionable or like the sheep. No. Come to think of it, this makes sense. I can see why some players will feel this way.
And then not use a feature that's intended for people like how you feel right now, that feel the way you feel right now. Simple as.
Abominably bad. Kuro should get to see the actual numbers themselves. I want to ensure that they see data.
Yo, Neon, you gotta fix your mic or something. What the hell is this echo thingy?
Politically showing everyone dropped the fucking quest as soon as they could.
Okay, well, I'm sure many people in my comments section will beg to differ, right? Many people will. I'm sure of it.
But see, you will notice the different type of player base. See, these types of players are obviously different than, for example, Neon's players, like the comment section, right? Those are different. Those may be a little bit more casual and haven't developed that rush mindset that these guys have. I mean, hey, look, it is what it is. What I love about the community is that there's these types of players within the community, and these players create a bunch of factions, which is fine because you want to spend time with people that are usually a bit more like you than anything else. And the problem starts when a faction tries to grandstand on another faction. That's where the problem starts. They just forget that we're already in Loserville, and they're just trying to be the biggest loser of Loserville, which I guess, sure, why not? That's the best. That's where you get to feel like you're amazing at a social setting and set yourself up there, right? In a social setting. Oh, what a big boy, what a big girl, huh? What? He's like, what? Can you do that for something else? Something that a lot more people in society can look at you with the shock and awe and admiration you want. Maybe do that. Or is it a little too scary? Is it a little too difficult? Is it easy because this is an easy branch? Because beating losers is a lot easier, huh? Anyway,
some of his viewers
Jesus.
actually begging him to keep continuing the story because, again, you have a duty. You are Wuthering Waves' top dog, whether some people like it or not. You are wuwa's top dog. So I think that you have a duty to your fans as well. If they want to watch it, then you should be giving that to them. They do actually pay your bills, right? It's different for me because I don't earn enough money from YouTube to actually make a proper living, right? But I wouldn't be where I was without my fans. My subscribers, my members, everybody who likes the videos, comments, etc. gets the videos.
Have members? I think I have like 3 members. Shouts out to you guys, by the way. Well, technically, it was just a gifted sub. So it's technically 1 member. I appreciate you, baby.
Out there. But to see you basically disregard the quest because it wasn't, stroking your attention span is just ridiculous, really. You are the biggest content creator in the space for wuwa.
Saint's dynamic with his audience is different. See, you're talking as if it was you. Nah, clearly you're not too familiar with Saint's content, his approach to content creation. I understand him. I do. And consider, you know what? I'm just not going to say it.
Be setting examples.
You guys can figure it out.
Okay, I feel like this quest is a little long. What I'm going to do...
I don't like to get into the way of people's bread, so I don't feel like I should expose certain things.
I'm going to stop it here, and I'm going to come back tomorrow to finish it off, rather than basically crash out on the game and say everybody that enjoyed the quest is an idiot and have them permabanned. And again, he said everyone. Well, what about Ryuku-sensei then? Ryuku-sensei said, I'm seeing a lot of people say that 3.5 was too long. No, it wasn't. 3.5 was literally...
That's a matter of perspective. You might think 4 to 5 hours is not a long time. Some people might think so. See, here we go. In my opinion, should have that there too.
Shorter than 2.0 when comparing length of all the content in total. It would only be about 40 minutes longer if you remove Carlos's quest. You can bring up certain pacing issues in parts, and I wouldn't entirely disagree. But the dialogue didn't feel bloated, the lore and setup was done well, and everything made sense. With plenty of parts to drop off and take a break too, if you did happen to feel tired.
There it is. That's what I did.
I could have other issues with 3.5, but I firmly reject it was too long/too wordy as being legitimate criticism.
Sure, so it's long, it's not too long. Okay, sure.
Just my opinion though. And here it is from the same guy, the same YouTube channel. Obviously, this is including the Carlotta quest, right? 6 hours 49 minutes. And then this is obviously including the segue,
so this
right?
is
5
an
hours
hour
39
less.
minutes.
Okay, sure.
And saying, if you're watching this doesn't mean that I want to go to war with you or that I hate you. I just didn't like that take. Again, it is your take, you're entitled to have it, right? But when it comes to stories like this, it's okay to take a break. Don't rage quit and slander the game and just start banning people like a tyrant, right? It's crazy. But yes, what do you guys think? Was it too long? Is Saint right or is Ryuku right? Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my members and thank you to my 6-star members, Silver, Angels, Loki, and Sorry. And I'll see you on the next video.
6-star members. I didn't even know that existed. But so yeah, there it is, man. So all in all, I guess Saints probably have just listened to the first part where he talked about the Twitter stuff and he just didn't, let's just say, entertain the rest of the video here. I think all in all, the messaging from Neon was good. Yeah, I think it was good. Like it's well mannered. It's positive. I like it. So anyway, let's see the second response. All right, so Saint responded to the first video we just saw by saying, use a bitch. And so we get to finally see the development. I know we had to get that context, but you know me, man. I like to be a little bit thorough when it comes to this type of stuff.
Guys, I made it. I made it, guys.
Uh-oh.
A few days ago, I responded to Saintontas' takes on the Wuthering Waves 3.5 story. And he's responded. Now, I've already seen the clip So I've,
I have to.
got my points pre-made already. I'm not going to be, emotional. I'm not going to cry. I'm going to be a little crybaby. But to put it
You
plainly,
mean you're not going to be British? I'm playing. Brits are sweet, man. I love the Brit. Bottle of waters. I like my
he
bottle of
basically
waters.
says that my sort of take on his take is the Genshinification of the Wuthering Waves community.
Yeah.
Now, let me just clarify that.
Well,
right?
no, you complained about him complaining about the quest being too long. You haven't really. Well, technically, I guess that's what Genshinification is. Surprisingly, I don't even understand that because in Genshin, the whole problem was the skip button. We have a skip button in Wuthering Waves. So like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still wrapping my head around the whole Genshinification term to wuwa when it comes to story. I can see that in the predatory practices, sure. There's a conversation to be had there, but and also in certain aspects of qualities of life from time to time, you can notice them. You're like, it smells that gives me PTSD from Genshin days, but those are rare and very few and far between. So, when we try to extend that to the story, I don't know about that.
I do not want toxic positivity in Wuthering Waves. Saint, if you watch any of my videos, you'll know I critique the game quite a lot. I want the game to be better. It's not in its best state right now. Optimization's crap. We all know this. Like, I even had trouble with optimization during the story. I'm not one out here to glaze Wuthering Waves to a point where my mouth gets sore. Yes, I glaze it, but am I that bad of a glazer? No. So we've got a clip here to react to and watch. It's about, well, I don't know how long it is exactly. I think it's about 4 minutes, right? Something like that. So yeah, let's just get straight into it then.
Excerpt from one person's response to some of my takes. It's actually going to be Neon Infinity.
Oh.
And this is where we're unfortunately, right, going to have to call out an individual for being one of the most goofy motherfuckers I've ever.
I'm goofy. I'm goofy, all right. I'm goofy, man. I'm goofy for siding with the community. Honestly, everybody I've actually seen disagrees with you, man. Everybody. Maybe bar a few, right? Bar a few people, which is fair enough.
Disagreeing with an opinion is something that's strange to me because, like he said also in his first video, it's like you're entitled to your opinion. Like, that's fine. We're not talking about something factual. Like, ultimately, the story and how it's received by an individual is up to that individual. It's either clicks or doesn't click. Some people enjoy. I know he's about to say pizza and burgers again, huh? That's right, man. You guessed it. Some people will enjoy the pizza more than they enjoy a burger. Like they happen. Okay, you know what? Fruit, apples and bananas. All right, let's go with apples and bananas or peach. We all love us peach, don't we, boys? So, some people enjoy peach more than they enjoy apples, and vice versa. So, really, it all comes down to the individual in question. The issue I feel like that people have with Saint is one, of course, the messaging that has always been the problem with Saint as a persona online, and second, and most importantly, the attempt at creating a general consensus towards it, which people just will obviously push back at. It's like, no, don't speak for us, speak for yourself. So you think about it, it's not necessarily his take, it's just the mannerism and the attempt of framing something that it is a general consensus. Ultimately, it's more so his behavior more so than his take and his personal opinion on the story. You know what I mean? It's like that extra dimension he's created from his opinion about the story. That's right. Grown-ass men, by the way.
The thing is, I'm not saying that you can't have the take you have. I'm just saying it's bad. You can have it all you want. I don't give
No, you can have your own opinion about it. It's not bad. If you think it's bad, that's fine. Maybe I'm misunderstanding here, but Neon is making the same mistake Saint is making, and a lot of people in the community are making. If you think it's bad, that's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad take. No, that's your opinion. That's how you felt about it. Those are the critiques you have about it. This is a type of player and how they feel after receiving the content thrown at them. There's nothing bad about that take. There's different types of people that enjoy different things and will, let's just say, value certain things more than other things. And because of that, these types of individuals happen to have this taste. That's it. There's nothing bad about his take. The bad thing is the mannerism, really. Whether it's, his messaging and also the attempt at creating a general consensus around his opinion, and that is the opinion to have about the game. I see that's bad. But the take in itself, I mean, that's a fair thing. I mean, he's an individual. There's a lot of people like him as well. What about those people? I mean, we're talking about a video game here. We're not talking about real life stuff that affects each and every one of us. Like, ultimately, them feeling this way doesn't affect us at all unless you are sensitive enough to people having a different opinion than yours, especially a negative one. Then it's a bit of a you issue, to be honest with you. You, the sensitive person, to that negative feedback of people critiquing something in the way they do. You know what I mean? And so, really, the more you think about it, the more it's just, well, Saint should just have worded his messaging a lot more better, obviously, and attempted to create a general consensus around his opinion to be the opinion to be had about the story. It really is that simple.
Like, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, as I said many times in the video. But anyways, let's keep going.
Proceed in the space. Let's listen to this.
Well, how can you say that and then you just say, no, it's just a bad take? I think it's just a messaging problem. I think Neon isn't wording it properly. I think that's what's happening. But I think what he's meaning is what I'm saying.
One day is all I ask for when it comes to a new patch coming out. Yeah, okay. So what I meant by this was, as soon as the patch comes out, I go on Twitter, right? And I just see negativity. Coming from your mouth, of course. Now, again, you are the biggest content creator in the space. So if you start sprouting negativity left, right, and center, it's going to have a knock-on effect on your viewers. Now, again, I don't expect the game to be all sunshine and rainbows, right? That's not what I'm saying. Yes, I said warranted or not. And at face value, sure, you can say, well, that's a contradiction, but not really. Because again, the point becomes moot as soon as you realize that critique does not equal negativity. You can critique in a positive manner. Yes,
We're a few steps ahead, aren't we, Chad?
you can critique in a negative manner. But if you want your critique to be heated, then be positive about it. Because the real way to critique a game is to say it naturally. Say it without being emotionally charged, as you did in that video. You couldn't hold your emotions together. And again, you're banning people.
Damn, he's low-key calling you a bitch. God damn. Hey, Saint, don't let him talk to you like that. I'm gonna be hated by everybody one day, aren't I? If I continue this, you know what? Never mind.
A way to critique a game. If you want your actual critique to be heeded properly, you don't start lashing out at people. I'm not here to tell you how to, critique a game. But if you want to be taken seriously, don't act rash. But anyways, let's continue.
He's got a good point here. And I think that goes beyond just gotcha or anything. Like, this is a good step back, because if you want to be taken seriously, be as less emotional as possible. The more emotional you are, the more likely people are not going to take you seriously. That's just the rule of society. We don't make the rules.
You don't have to go on Twitter and see negativity, whether it be warranted or not. Now, again, he's paused the video there, and that's all he's going to react to. It's that first opening 14 seconds.
Yeah, there it is. And I think this is a bit of an issue here, because I feel like had he continued the video, Neon does, critique, but I feel like the mannerism was so proper. Like, you can't necessarily get mad unless you're just actively looking for problems, which Saint just might be. I don't know.
Not any of the points I have in the video. Again, this isn't a gotcha moment. This isn't a straw man. Just because I said that at the beginning, which again,
A straw man, all these words and stuff.
is not how you think it is. I mean, again, I'm literally reacting to it prematurely, right? Just because I say that doesn't mean any of my points in the rest of the video are invalid, right? But anyways, let's continue.
Let's break this statement down.
Hey, that's me.
He says he wants the world to change around him. Gross manipulation of my words, man.
I mean, it is a low-hanging fruit. I'm not gonna lie. When you say it the way you did, that's a low-hanging fruit. That's an easy roast there. Easy, and it makes sense. Because when you say, because I know he's being facetious. He's just being, can y'all just shut up and let a man enjoy some shit? You know what I'm saying? But he understands. Like, obviously, you're just saying it. When you're just saying, it's just that. We can understand it. We see it. But since we're in roasting mode, it's super easy to do. I'm not going to sit there and pretend otherwise.
Gross. No, it's not. I don't want to go on Twitter and see the biggest content creator in Wuthering Waves running their mouth and attacking members of the community because they liked a story. Am I valid in wanting that? Continue.
I don't care if your critiques are justified. I don't care if your points are 100% accurate and make sense. Please stop critiquing the...
Saint is so toxic, dude. I didn't pay attention to that when I saw his video. So he knows. Maybe Saint did watch the entire video. He doesn't care if you make good points or not. Don't act like a bitch. Oh man. Well, okay. First of all, I don't think Neo acted like a bitch. I'll be totally honest here. I don't think he did. Yeah, sure, whatever. But I think the way he framed it. Let's listen to this again.
One day is all I ask for when it comes to a new patch coming out. One day where I don't have to go on Twitter and see negativity, whether it be warranted or not. I just want one day to enjoy the patch.
So when he says that one day, you know, that just that one day, if he was smiling, I think it would have hit better. But I think that's what he means. Like, there's no way he was being serious about it, right? There ain't no way. I refuse to believe that.
Game, so I don't get my feelings hurt.
By the way, I have reacted to many wuwa critique videos in my time. I got one wrong with regards to optimization, sure, and I've learnt my lesson. But I've always critiqued the game. I have never said the game is perfect, ever, in my life. But anyways, let's continue again. Let's keep going. I'm loving this.
I can't stop myself from looking at opinions online, so I want...
Okay, here's
So
another
yeah, this is it. When you frame it like that, Neon does seem like a Karen. Like, goddamn.
thing. You're saying that I'm like grossly addicted to going online and seeing other people's opinions. You know what?
You might have a Twitter problem. I smell it.
I use Twitter for? I don't just use it for gacha. I use it for football. I use it to laugh. You know, I don't
based on that
use it for gacha gaming opinions. Despite what you're saying, that's not what I use Twitter for primarily. So when I go on Twitter, I block you know, wuwa 3.5 for like maybe a day until I finish the story, right? So I don't get story spoilers. I preemptively stop myself from seeing this shit. So I actually
I find it funny. There's like past me just looking at the content too. I can't help it. It's like I see myself like I'm sitting here watching this react. It's like even my thumbnail over here is reacting to. Oh man.
can scroll in peace. But no, I had to see you running your mouth. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, Neon, don't let him talk like that. Hey, don't let him talk like that. Yeah, just make more videos. Goddamn. Hey, Mr. More content for me. No, sir. That's right. I'm a referee. I need to refer. There needs to be a match for me to refer. Yeah.
Entire place to censor themselves and not post a single negative thing so that I don't get hurt.
Again, I wasn't hurt, my guy. Gross over-exaggeration.
Cause what the fuck is he trying to say here? Bro, what is he trying to fucking listen to this shit?
Again, beating down the straw, man. The first 14 seconds is all she wrote, apparently, according to my 11-minute video. One day is all I ask for when it comes to a new patch coming out. One day where I don't have to go on Twitter see...
So don't!
I just can't, though. I can't help myself.
Yeah, you do have a Twitter presence. There it is. In 4K, yeah, you do. We all know that. We all know that. Thank you for admitting it, though.
I just love Twitter, man. It's my favorite social media platform. I just love Twitter so much. And again, because I use it for...
Mine is YouTube. I can't help myself but go on YouTube. Like, on computer, I'm on YouTube. On my phone, I'm on YouTube. I'm always on YouTube. I love YouTube. I've been loving this platform since 2012. Since I had the internet. Since I discovered it. I love YouTube. I can't get enough YouTube in my lifetime.
Stuff like football.
I'll admit it.
The World Cup's on right now. Can I not interact with people on Twitter? Can I not do that? When a wuwa story comes out, I must avoid social media at all costs, according to Saint, right?
Oh, were you born yesterday? Oh, yeah, you should. If you want to avoid spoilers, you avoid social media. I did that around Game of Thrones and stuff like that. But then my stupid best friend would find my DMs and go, ha, you thought you could avoid them? You should have unfriended me, bitch. You should have never met me. What a douchebag.
Yeah, hey, you ready for this? Hey, check this out. Like, imagine if I was a gigantic pussy like Neon Infinity.
Oh, coming from Saint, that hurts, man.
Oh,
coming from Saint, that hurts, man. You know what's ironic?
Man. Thank God you're not Canadian. That would have made it worse. I'm playing. I know I'm a little extra today. My apologies.
When I started my content creation career, I used to look up at Saint. I used to look up at the amount of videos, how they were able to make such long ass videos off of such small topics. I was like, God damn. Like, Honestly, what an inspiration
Oh yeah, Yap man. I've developed a lot of Yapmanese ever since I started too. That's for sure.
in that regard, right? And he called me a pussy, guys. Oh my god. And again, if your take wasn't egregious as shit, I would not be making the video. Let's not forget that, by the way. If you said it in a nice, orderly manner, like, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling the story. It's been absolutely ages since I've been able to take a break, and I think they need to do better on that. And to be honest, I'll put that in the surveys, you know, the community event.
Please
that they
talk
always
about the
do, right?
consensus.
Oh, Carlover likes the
Because I
story
feel like that's the most important part, in my opinion.
as well. Oh, well, good for you. I mean, personally, I don't, but you know, that's their opinion, right? No, you didn't say any of that, did you?
Imagine if I was the biggest bitch ever, the most massive pussy you've ever seen.
Oof.
And I was like, Saint is an interesting specimen. And then I start crying because I assume that's what fucking Neon Infinity does to actually like get so emotionally devastated from a 2-minute clip that he had to make a fucking video. I imagine this bitch started
W Neon. Hey, look, W Neon. I did the same shit too.
crying, I guess, when he saw this.
Oh, I might start crying of laughter though. But no,
Nice.
I just thought that the way you reacted was totally out of line. Am I going to cry for this video? Maybe, because you hurt my feelings, man. You hurt
I know.
my feelings.
Or go to Twitter and let us know.
Neon Infinity, this is what you can do. I'm not even going to say it. You know who I'm going to tell you? You want to know
who's
who I'm
gonna
going to
tell
have
me?
communicate the message to you?
Oh.
Not me. I'm going to get Tyler, the creator, to do
Tyler,
it.
the creator,
In
yeah.
a tweet he made 12 years ago.
Okay, let's read it. Ha ha ha, how the frig is cyberbullying real? Ha ha ha, just walk away from the screen, like, close your eyes. Ha ha ha. Okay.
Well, he forgot to say ninja. Here, let me read it for you. How the fuck is cyberbullying real? Ha 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 ha. Ninja, just walk away from the screen like ninja. Close your eyes. There it is. You're welcome. If anybody's black, you can do the full version.
So, because
I'm not black. I may seem a little tan and everything, but I'm not black. I am black where it matters, though, but I am not black. So therefore, I ain't got no pass.
of Saint, right, I have to now stay off of social media, I guess. If we're going to go in extremes, right, if we're talking about extremes, absolutes, right, because, you know, that's all we talk about nowadays, then I guess I just have to stay off social media forever. I've seen more egregious
Well, not forever.
opinions online than yours.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I've not said a word. Your shit doesn't hurt me. Doesn't. Because I know that my opinion is my opinion.
So I guess we have to add the fact that Saint was also attacking people for, so basically mannerism, which is where Neon lands, it was enough for him, attempt at creating a general consensus and attacking people that were not following, let's just say, his attempts at the general consensus. Okay.
I know that yours is yours. You're entitled to your
There's
opinion.
three things.
Just as much as I am to mine. But anyways, let's just see what else he has.
But I think Neon included the third one too, because he did talk about you're attacking people. So that is enough for Neon to actually stand on business 100%. This is toxic behavior and should be called out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this one.
I'm just reading it, yeah.
Just
Jesus,
yeah.
what a profile pic.
Twitter, bro.
Turn off Twitter.
I don't want to see critique about the
Here we go with this bro shit. Oh, Jesus. We're back to high school, guys, where we peaked. All right, here we go. This isn't limited to Saint. Like, this behavior is something you see a lot. I know you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, Saint is just applying it. This is just, I hate the behavior. This is not an attack on Saint. This is an attack on the behavior in itself. This annoys the shit out of me. It's like, oh, tell me you peaked at high school without telling me you peaked at high school. This shit behavior. Or college. This shit behavior.
Don't go to the place where people post critique about the game. Like, holy shit, this is
What
like
a
you
big boy.
walking into a Walmart as a vegetarian, a vegan, and then saying, I don't like seeing meat products. Can you take all the meat off the shelves?
Again, a gross misunderstanding of what I said. What I should have said is, I don't want to see people overreacting on day one. That's what I should have said, actually. So sure, you can have a go at my wording, but my point still
No, you should have just said, can y'all ninjas just shut the fuck up and let a man play his damn gotcha game for fuck's sake? Why y'all acting like loud losers when y'all are just over here in Loserville? Go get bitches for fuck's sake. Y'all ninjas be pussies as shit. Look at this big pussy over here. And you can extend from that. See, that's your opener. There you go. You're welcome. I mean, look, you can obviously you're participating in the problem, but you can do it.
stands, and you're still trying to do a straw man on my entire video. You didn't even watch my video. So it's ironic, actually. You talk about how 100% criticism justified, yet you're not reacting to it. You're not giving a response to the actual proper points that I made. All you're doing is looking at the first 14 seconds, misconstruing my words, taking it as your own, putting words into my mouth, and then running with it.
Shut up, bitch! Move on! Like, who? The premise of this video is the most bitch-made thing.
Hold on, let me hear that again.
All you're doing is looking at the first 14 seconds, misconstruing my words, taking it as your own.
Well, yeah. Have you met Saint? Have you met him? Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah. Oh yeah. You should have been prepared. See, Neon, this kind of bit on you because you made a video about Saint and you left him that literally in the first seconds. That's a misplay. This is like complaining that the boss you're fighting in a video game did what the boss does. You misplayed. He killed you for it. You're just gonna complain about it. You can't. You gave him that opening. You just gave him that opening. Of course they're gonna do that. Like, duh. Oh, and worst of all, I think he watched the rest, but he just found that one thing and he can use it to frame you in a way that makes people not want to take you seriously, that's masterful. I mean, look, hey, it's bad. I'm not encouraging it, but we gotta admit that's a masterful technique. Oh yeah, Saint got that technique.
Words into my mouth and then running with it.
Shut up, bitch! Move on! Like, the premise of this video is the most bitch-made thing I've, like, ever seen. Like, straight up. And all I'm going to play from this...
The thing is, right, I don't want to bring in metrics because I hate people that bring in metrics.
That's a
but I'm
1 out of 10.
going to bring in something that will help my case.
Here we go.
Why is the community on my side with this one?
You gotta bring the metrics. I mean, Saint brings the metrics all the time. You should too, man. Hey, bring up your video and bring up his video. You should do that. All right, here it is, man. There it is. So Neon has around 10% dislike ratio. But one thing is for sure, Saint probably has over 50% dislike ratio. This is around 60%. Guaranteed. God damn. So yeah, we got you, man. We got you. Obviously, the community is with Neon on this one, and me, the referee.
We could say this is all my fault because you know we're all circle jerking each other, right? Everybody is in tandem with each other. We all have the same mindset. Such toxic positivity. No. I've always made sure to critique the game when I can.
I feel like people are critiquing Saint's behavior. That's what I've critiqued personally. I did make a video later about his points. But all in all, I think really when it comes to the video in itself, the main focus that a lot of people had an issue with is definitely the behavior and the framing that he was suggesting to people and the attacking that comes from that. That's just something people are just not going to resonate with at all, especially considering we're in Loserville. It's like holy aura loss.
Again, something I said earlier on in this response. And I will continue to critique the game. Yes, there is pacing issues in the story.
Hell yeah.
Yes, the presentation may not be up to par compared to other stories, but it's not as bad as what you said.
100%.
Nowhere near how you made it out to be.
Is the actual intro, because this just lets you know how baby-backed bitch made this shit is. Because they already said it. They don't care about the critique. They just don't want negativity. Doesn't that...
No, again, you can misstrew my words all you want. I do not want to see overreaction like yours on day one, right? Especially when you haven't even played the whole fucking thing, might I add.
And you know who says that? Saint himself. See, what Neon said here, Saint says the same thing. You haven't even played the entire thing yet. You're already complaining about it. Saint does that. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That sound like the Genshin Impact community. Let's play it again.
Let's not be likening me to the Genshin community, man. I take the piss out of them way too much to be compared to them, man.
One more time.
One day is this the fourth time he's played it now? You know, really trying to hammer home this one point, right? Again,
Yes, you're watching the masterclass technique being applied. That's right.
straw man.
All those words and stuff. Oh, fuck it. I'm going to have to look it up. Goddamn. All right, here we go. The act of misrepresenting, exaggerating, or oversimplifying someone's actual argument, making it easy to attack. Okay, that makes total sense. Yes, that's straw manning. All right, we learned something today, Chad.
And see negativity, whether it be warranted or not.
He doesn't care if it's warranted or not.
I've already explained that. And again, negativity is different from critique. There is a difference. You can critique the game in a positive manner to actually want the game to improve.
Yeah.
Or you can lash out on people in the community and crash out on the game. One's critique, one is negativity.
And that's the part that really fucks with me. Bro doesn't care if the criticism's justified. He just doesn't want...
Did any of the other 11 minutes fuck with you? Because clearly it didn't, right? Like, I really wish you would have reacted to the rest of my points, because that's what I made the video for. I didn't just make the 14 seconds and end it there, right? I didn't do that.
That's
Well, that's not what he needs, because if I were to frame you as an emotional Andy, a lot of people can just disregard what you have to say. The messenger is as important as the message and as important as the messaging. Yeah, well, I can just ruin the messenger. And also something else, as a tinfoil hat theory, is no shot, but maybe, just maybe, he knows what you have to say. He doesn't have much arguments against your message. Therefore, he can simply attack the messenger, because we all know when you cannot attack the message because it's just good, you attack the messenger because you happen to not like the message, even though it's right. So, food for thought. This is look, I'm not saying this is what happened. Tinfoil hat theory, that's could be plausible, but considering how people typically attack messengers, that's typically the situation at play.
Genshinification. That is Genshinification, is it not? This story is so bad that people are Genshinifying themselves, being the most toxic
By the way, I think I came up with that Genshinification. I think that was me, if I'm not mistaken.
positive retards they could possibly be just to defend it. To the point where we're making videos saying, it doesn't matter if the critique is accurate and real, just please stop talking negatively about the game.
That's not what I said, is it? I
No.
said negativity. I didn't say talking negative about the game. I said negativity. Like how you reacted. Again, for the 10th time.
You sound like Genshin's strongest warrior, brother. What kind of dog shit video is this? Are you on crack?
How? What? Now we're just saying shit. Have you met Genshin warriors? That's not how they behave. You know what? Jesus Christ. I think I see what he's trying to say. Oh my God. All right, anyway.
No,
I'll just end
actually.
it there. I feel like I've done enough damage. That's the level of retardation.
Damage. Brother, do you have any idea how many people in the community hate you for saying what you said? The thing is, you can slander me all you want saying, I don't hate you. I don't. In the video, I said
Based.
I don't want to go to war. In the video, I said that I don't hate you because of what you said. I'm not like that. I don't hold grudges. But man, when you turn an 11-minute video into a 14-second straw man argument, it's hard not to, respond and actually defend myself here, because it's just slander.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, you have to respond to this one 100%. Also, easy 1 out of 10 is, game's game.
But anyways, that's all I have for that. That's all he's got for mine. So yeah, saying again, I still don't hate you despite the slander. Destroying my good nature, right?
Base, because I think Neon somewhere in himself recognizes what Saint does. It's like game's game. You know what I mean? It sucks to be on the receiving end. Obviously, it should not be encouraged, but at least we understand where it's coming from. And when you understand it, you can at least not react emotionally towards it. Because, you understand it's just not about you personally. It's just game. You know what I mean?
But no. Thank you all so
We're less
much for
emotional then,
watching. Again,
when
do
we
you agree with my
recognize that.
points here? Yeah. Again, no hate to Saint. Don't go be spreading
Freaking
hate. in the
face. Hey,
comment
this
section
guy
and
is
stuff,
such a giga
Thank you all
Chad.
so much for watching. Thank you to my members, and thank you to my 6-star members, Silver, Angels, Loki, and Sore. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.
Hey, we appreciate you, man. Goddamn, bro, the hell, holy fam. And so, yeah, man, there it is, man. There it is. If you're like, we stoked a little bit of the fire. We'll see if this continues. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We get to get more dramas out of that. You know what I'm saying, Chad? No, but seriously, I think this was a good conclusion to the entire thing. Basically, Neon exposed sainting, basically doing the whole straw manning. We learned that today, right? I'll probably forget it tomorrow, but at least we know that for today. So let's use that and sound smart for a bit. All in all, I think Saints, once again, the mannerism, I mean, that's to be expected, duh. But then again, extending it further by attacking individuals that don't share the consensus you're trying to put out is just very, very poor. It's like a holy aura loss too. It's just something that a lot of people will simply not appreciate at all. And so, yeah, W Neon, I think I heard negative things about the guy, but he strikes me as a very, very chill individual the more I've seen of him. So a huge W News shout out to Demand there, man. Well, I guess we'll expand more on the whole story conversation, but at least when it comes to this, I think it's a good, fair and closed shut case. Thank God. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Peace and